really good to get game one under the belt and getting a victory. It's always a lot of unknowns going into the first game of the year. I thought we did some really good things in all three phases. Special teams had some excellent moments, which was great to see. Feel really good about that and where we're at. And offensively and defensively, again, had some good things and some areas where we need to improve, like most people. So excited about this opportunity. We know it's always a challenge. It's an SEC East opponent on the road at a very good Florida team. So we know we'll have our hands full, and just excited about this preparation here and taking care of business here this week to get ourselves in a position to go play well.
For questions, press 10. First up, we have Edgar Thompson of the Orlando Sentinel.
Quality about Anthony Richardson. I know the list is long, so if you could pick one thing that stands out about the young man that makes him so difficult to defend, what would that be?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. I didn't hear the beginning of that, but I understand. I think you basically said that what is his best attribute? Is that what you're asking me? That makes him...
Yeah. Rather than like pick off the list of all of them.
Yeah, it's tough to just single out any one thing. Heck, he has a talented arm. I think everybody's going to say what an athlete he is, but the guy can rip it as well. He can throw the football.
And Ricky Pearsall, the transfer receiver, number one.
Mm-hmm.
What jumps out about him? What do you like about him? What does he give the Gators?
Yeah, they definitely brought a guy in that's probably most polished. It's a lot like us, with Tavion, bringing him in and just the experience of Ricky along with Tavion. When we brought him in, we feel like we have some really talented players around him that are inexperienced, and maybe you could say the same thing with Florida, because definitely they're outside receivers. You feel them, you can see their speed and the upside that they have, but Ricky is definitely a guy that's maybe most polished at this point.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Next we'll go to David Pascal at Chattanooga Times Free Press.
Hey, Mark. When Florida beat Utah last weekend, Billy Napier improved to 17-3 for his career in one-possession games. What do you think goes into a stat like that? You would think most coaches are pretty close to 500 there in coin flip games, but he's now 17-3. What do you think that says?
I'm not sure. I haven't paid attention, as you can understand, to that stat like you have, or what games he's been involved with or who they were against. But I think something that comes to mind is how smart of a play caller he is. You could tell the way he calls the game, and is very smart. He's not going to beat himself. He's not going to take risks that are not necessary, and he's a very good play caller and keeps you off balance. I think that probably has something to do with it, and the fact that they've been balanced.
Well, what about you as far as your career? I mean, obviously you took over a program that was losing 10 games a year, and now you've won 10 games a year a couple of times. Obviously you've got to have success in those close games. What have you learned about, what makes a coach successful in the ability to win those close ones?
Yeah, I think there's a belief within your program. I think that all of us like to have, and that believe you're going to make a play and do the things necessary and stay in the moment is a big thing. And we've had our fair share lately of winning those games as well. But there's a new challenge each and every week. But I think having the ability to be physical and play good defense and run the ball at times is helpful. And but also just that strong belief system within your team that you're going to find a way to win.
Thanks, Mark.
Yep, thank you.
Next is Zach Alberverdi of Gators Online.
Hey, Mark, how concerning were the sacks that were given up on Saturday, and how much does pass protection need to improve heading into this matchup?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's without question the most visible concern to the naked eye. And as I mentioned a couple times this week, there's a couple things that were very easily correctable, and then there's things that we need to work on. So we have some inexperience at certain positions. We feel like we have a really good group. One of them we made a personnel change on, and the others, it's whether it's a lack of communication. Very few times we're just flat out beat. Which that part of it, I guess, makes you feel better because you just got to get the guys in the right spots and communicate, and then and finish in place.
And then what's the status of Jordan Wright and Trevon Wallace this week?
At this point, I can't comment on either of those on Jordan, but because I'm not sure. And then with Trevin, he should be good to go. He was questionable this last game, and we're going to try to get him ready to play here.
All right, thanks, Mark. I appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Next is AP Stanton with WHEP.
Hi, Coach.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Coach. Thank you. Coach, I wanted to ask you about Will Levis. And have you seen different types of defenses now that he's progressed as a quarterback? And then what are some of the good things your offensive line did last game?
Yeah. With Will, yeah, he's, just like, any great quarterback against the teams that we're playing are going to change it up on them, mix up looks, try to give them different pre-snap looks, put pressure on them when they, pick their spots and putting pressure on them and just trying to give them a lot of different looks and play very good sound defense. And we expect that here again this week. But so he'll see a variety of things. But Will's playing at a very, very high level. He made some really incredible throws this past week under pressure, and we give him a little bit of time, and he can be very dangerous. So we want to continue to grow there. And our offensive line, again, the sacks, you totally understand how that sticks out. Again, a couple of them are communication, very easily fixable, and other things we got to continue to work at. But really, as a group, they all get lumped together. But we felt like 4 of the 5 really played at a winning level and strained and played physical like we've had a reputation of doing, and we got to get back to that.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
This is Steve Moulton at WBZN.
Coach, appreciate the time here today. Can't help but wonder, how different does Florida look scheme-wise? I know it's just one game, but how different does Florida look from last year to this year to you, Coach?
Yeah, very, very different. And to be totally honest, I don't know if you just get so locked in or focused on what you got to do, but I really, don't even really, pay attention or think back to how they looked a year ago. You're just so concentrated on what they looked like this year in this game, and then of course watching Billy's offenses, the past couple of years. So really locked in on what they're doing this year, but they're a very good offense that gives you a lot of deception. That they're balanced. They have a quarterback that can run, so they put a lot of pressure on you across the board.
From a tackling standpoint, how would you evaluate how your defense performed, just pure tackling against Miami of Ohio?
Yeah, we were pretty solid for the most part. Generally, great tackling comes from great position on the football and playing great team defense, and we were pretty solid for the most part. And we realized that this group we're playing this week will put a lot more stress on you. They have extremely physical backs and some athletes where you get them in space that it gets difficult.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.